Good evening, Speed Gaming, and welcome to the Final Fantasy V Career Day Winter Tournament. It's a little drafty in here. How's everybody doing? This is the first game of the winners bracket semifinals. We have Freddie against Judgejoe. Game one, upper bracket. This is going to be good. How's everybody doing out there? I am Z-Man, and with me tonight in the commentator's booth is my friend Dryzelizer. Dry, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing good, Z-Man. Hope you can hear me. It's been a little while since we were on Speed Gaming, so we started things a little early just to make sure we get it right. But yeah, I'm very excited for this race. I know that I lost to Joe. Did you lose to one of these two racers earlier in the tournament?
Joe. Yep, Joe is the one
Also
that kicked
Joe.
me down to the lower bracket along with you.
All right, well, this is the winner bracket final, but that does not mean it's the grand final because actually the loser of this best of three match will end up playing the winner of our match, and then the winner of that will go to the grand final. But all those matches, I believe, are going to be on Speed Gaming for everyone to watch.
Yes, indeed. So, I suppose we should talk about the quote-unquote gimmick of the race here. This is our draft tournament. So we had a draft earlier in the race time room where they drafted the 4 characters that they're going to use tonight. So if we enter the command FF5 jobs, like that, we get the 4 jobs for today. We have a mimic, we have a dancer, we have a ninja, and we have the freelancer tonight. This is a very high-powered party, going to be capable of putting up lots and lots and lots of damage. Statuses? Healing? But should be a lot of damage. What do you think of this party, Dry?
Well, I was in the race room chat when they were drafting, and Freddie decided to start things off with a mimic, which means that, he's trying to be silly. Because Mimic has not been popular at all. And then Joe, well, he does like Dancer, but he does not like Dancer, but also banned Black Mage and Summoner, which are really strong jobs. And then Freddie decided, well, we'll ban Samurai and Bard as well, so there's not going to be any easy, fight. And then Joe went with one of his favorites, Ninja. And then Freddie went Freelancer. It's we're not going to see instant kills. They decided to lean into let's see big numbers, and so we're hoping to see sword dances, quite possibly dual wielding sword dances for 9,999. Every hit is sort of the hope.
Yeah, the only catch to that, and then this is going to be one of the things of this seed that we're going to have to pay attention to. Will they find dancer equipment, right? So what are they looking for? They're looking for a ribbon. They're looking for the rainbow suit, rainbow dress, and they're looking for the red shoes. Any one of those will change the numbers around such that you basically get a 50-50 chance of sword dance.
The tiara also works, but the ribbon is preferred because of status stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So let's see what we're gonna have going here. I imagine we'll get going underway here shortly. Just to give you an idea, if you've never watched any of the Final Fantasy V randomizers, pretty much all of the treasures, all of the key items are shuffled around, but the treasures are shuffled into tiers. So the later in the vanilla game something appears, the better the chest tends to be. Like anything in any of the tablet dungeons out of World 3, like the Pyramid, the Trench, the Shrine, those are going to have some of your better and upper tier treasures. Kuza Castle, which is going to be open to our runners immediately, will have some great treasures. The Void, which will be the first stage of which that'll be open to our runners, will have some great treasures. So let's see what we have going. We're going to start with a very typical loot of Tycoon Castle.
Standard opening, lots of stuff in here. Most of it not that good, but usually something good, and then the rest you can sell.
And then for those not familiar necessarily with the randomizer, there are 15 hints placed throughout the game. 5 in each world, 5 in World 1, 5 in World 2, 5 in World 3. But the 5 in World 3 are gated. 2 of the hints are gated by the Mirage Radar, and 3 of them are gated by the Subkey and Trench Page, because they are in where the dwarves are in the trench.
Yeah, and we should also mention that this flag set is fully open worlds, so you can go to any world and even the Void right from the start. But there are a lot of, as usual, a lot of the key item bearing places are gated by some other key item. So, but
Right.
we're probably going to see. Sorry, mountainous areas have no keys of value. I was going to say we're probably going to see our racers pretty quickly actually do a quick void at the early on or right after this. That's just sort of something you can do in this flag set.
Right, because having a tablet will open the first section of the void. Right, the second tablet opens the second section of the void, and so on down the line. Although we are going to have Freddeh get check Kuza Castle here first, and Judgejoe right behind. So let's see. What do we have here?
No, this is important. We got to pay close attention to what's in Kuza.
Ragnarok. That works.
Mm-hmm.
Ring. Enhancer. Genji Helm.
Joe took that Ragnarok without checking anything else. Wow.
Magic Lamp, that's an insta-take.
Very nice.
Holy Sword Magic, useless. Angel Ring. Again, the Angel Ring will actually be nice if we don't have to, and we'll explain this as we go, but if we don't have to kill X-Death in his castle, that Angel Ring could be really nice.
Okay, Freddeh also taking Ragnarok. Oh, I missed what that thing was that Joe took, but
Sage's Staff.
Okay, not bad, not bad. That's to help with all the reviving we're gonna have to do. I think he might have taken Hardened Dagger.
Yep.
Decent knife and with blocking on it.
Yep. So I think Joe took the Hardened Dagger, the Ragnarok, and the Sage's Staff. Freddeh swapped out the Hardened Dagger for the Magic Lamp.
Freddeh also checking Rugor. There is a hint here while Joe goes into the Void.
Actually, I don't think the hint is available in World. The hint is not available in World 3 from Rugor.
I thought it was, but I don't personally do this, so we'll see if it's a hint or not. Just shops.
All right, so we do have Joe entering the. See, there we go. Tablet accepted. So this allows Joe access to the first area of the void here. And let's see what we have. A Dragon Fang, nobody cares. Maneater, that's
great
nice.
Find. Yeah, we have a dancer. The dancer loves to have Maneater, or even the Freelancer. So he did get a hint, something about Sandworm Bait World 2.
World 2.
Okay, now they're basically switching places here. Freddeh doing that void dip. Joe headed to World 1, not gonna have that Rugor hint, but he can just go there later, which is what I usually do.
And now we have Joe heading into World 1, and the next round of checks. So he's going straight to Tool. A lot of runners will check the Thieves' Hideout before heading, or the Pirates' Hideout, before heading into Tool here, but nope, Joe going straight into Tool.
We've got a really nice ice shield. Nice for blocking, nice for selling, whatever you need it for. And it was not even the Monster in a Box chest. This is the Monster in a Box chest, which will also probably have something decent.
All right. Genji armor, that's nice.
I think there was Genji stuff in Kuza as well, and we kind of didn't care that much about it, but it's not bad. Oh, Freddeh is in Surgate doing some World 2 shopping early. This stuff is going to be a little more expensive, but there's a chance of finding something better than here. Oh, buying water scrolls. That's useful for a ninja. Joe stocking up on some consumables there.
Yep, pretty much all of your status removers are here in this one shop. That's handy.
Yeah, it's really nice when they're all together like that, isn't it?
No Phoenix Downs, though, which is what you're kind of really after.
And there on Freddie's side, he found some Phoenix Downs in Surgate, although I expect they're probably going to be elsewhere as well. And some Flame Scrolls. Well, there's a hint coming up. Zoc in his house here, and Tool is going to give us a hint on Joe's side. And it is Flying Lanka Ruins has the Falls page. Okay. Interesting. Freddie about to get the Librarian hint.
So Flying Lanka Ruins, that could mean one of two different checks. That could be the vanilla Soul Cannon or the vanilla Archeoavis. The History Falls is Path to the Void.
That's a nice hint. We will have to find the Falls page in this seed. That means we also will need to get the submarine key so that we can enter the underwater falls area. And we know that Flying Lanka holds that falls page, so we will need the adamantite to access Flying Lanka as well. Hints are sort of chaining together for us already, although we know a little bit more than the racers know at this point, just because we get to see both, and they're going different ways. Oh, taking a while on this hint. Something he might have to be adjusting something.
All right, so we have Freddie pulling the Bell Castle spot as the first check. Interesting. Not usually the first check here.
Yeah, we're level 1. Do we have any good damage output for this? Because we do have to do 2,600 damage. I guess we could throw some scrolls. It's
throw
about
some
500
scrolls and the Ragnarok
scroll here. Yeah, Ragnarok's not bad for attacking. We just leave that one person down, and Atmos won't really do anything. So Freddie can win this fight. Only 3 people will get the experience unless he just sets up a revival right before the kill. I don't think he's going to bother. He'll probably just
Jitterbug Bullet will help do some damage.
3 people can carry, yeah. Meanwhile, Joe is going in the Wind Shrine. This is the more standard first check. Ooh, the entire team, Freddie's entire team got slowed. That's a little unfortunate. It's going to take a little longer to win the fight now. But he's almost there. Oh, Joe gets the Sergeant and the Karnak Wolves, which is about the easiest boss in the game. So we'll take that pretty quick.
Atmos goes down on Freddie's side.
Good experience for those 3. Ooh, Joe gets the radar. Freddie just gets that experience.
Now, that Mirage radar is rather huge for a couple different reasons. Number one, it opens up Mirage Town, or the Phantom Village, which has the best stores in the game. But it also enables what we call the Phoenix Tower grind. So if you talk to the Chancellor at Kuza Castle, no desert. If you talk to the Chancellor in Kuza Castle in World 3, he will warp you to the credits. The credits will have something called the Code of the Void. Very early on in the credits. It's like a minute into the credits, 30 seconds. And if you go to Phoenix Tower and enter the Code of the Void, you can take on the magic pots there, which give insane amounts of experience and insane amounts of gold and insane amounts of ability points. And instead of needing elixirs, just one attack will take care of them.
The way Moogle Suit is in World 2. That's another hint that we just got.
So you can get that Phoenix Tower grind. You can get insane amounts of pretty much everything you need to beat the game immediately. well, easily, I should say. Personally, if I find a Mirage Radar this early, I would absolutely go take a Phoenix Tower grind. I would go buy the best stuff I could buy and then rip through the game.
Yeah, there's a decent chance that we will see that. Joe, I just wanted to mention, found Phoenix Downs here in the town of Licks, and so both racers have Phoenix Downs. Freddie is in more getting the free item and checking more World 2 shops. But that Mirage Radar, get it super early like this. Yeah, I kind of feel like you should just go and do that grind. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with this play. And yeah, so as you can see, Judgejoe talked to the Chancellor. He enabled the credits, and now in a minute we're going to find the code to the void.
Let's hope for a decent letters. This font, the code is in a weird font, and capital I's can look like lowercase L's. We're just about to see it here.
Our tracker Fiery Blizzard pointing out that Licks sold the Summon Bahamut.
Okay, I think is that an O, capital O K Z U D. All right, well, there it is. Joe's writing it down, and he's going to reset and go there. Catapult has the fourth tablet.
Fourth tablet. Well, that's easy.
Some helpful. It's the kind of hints we like. We just go there and get the thing that we need for go mode. Part of go mode, at least. Ooh, javelins, the cheapest throw per damage, found by Freddie here in Kelb Town. 99 of them because they only cost 100 each. Freddie's spending a lot of time in World 2, doing a lot of World 2 checks like this one. Hiryu Valley is also known as Money Mountain. There's good loot along the way, so not a bad idea at all. Bracelet World 2 Ancient Library has sub-key, I think?
Yep.
Oh, we know that we need to the sub-key, so...
What was the first hint there? I got the library sub-key. What was the other hint?
A bracelet is in World 2. A little bit vague on that one, but we know that we need that sub-key, so... Going to the library, we don't know if it'll be at the front of the library or the back of the library, so we don't know if we'll need the Ifrit's Fire to access the back or not yet, but it's the kind of thing where we might not end up fading the library, as we often do, because the front might just have what we want. Okay, so Joe's about to go into Phoenix Tower. Has the code to enter. And for the most part, he's going to be getting all kinds of money, ability points, levels here, and it's not all that exciting to watch it, so we'll probably focus more on Freddie's side, but when Joe's done with the tower, he's going to be very powerful. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and he did do a little shopping in Mirage. I didn't see exactly what was there. The only thing caught my eye in the first shop was pinwheels, but they're way too expensive.
Yeah, the thing is, like, but just that he probably doesn't have all that money compared to how pricey things are in Mirage, and he's about to get a ton of money, so right. I don't think he looked at too much shopping, but maybe the first shop or something, yeah, because you get like max gold here, max experience, 65,535, something like that.
And it's Judgejoe's proven correct for skipping the Pirate's Hideout here, as there was really nothing of consequence at all in this Pirate's Hideout.
Usually the Sildra spot is something decent, but maybe this time it wasn't even. Missed it. Oh, by the way, Joe also gets an elixir from each of these pots as he kills them, so that's like 10 elixirs if you do them all, and elixirs are actually a little bit hard to come by in the randomizer, so having those is kind of nice.
And, so you get 1 elixir per pot, and then you can get an elixir and a free heal up at the top.
Joe's going to be switching his team around because he's getting so many ability points that he's like mastering jobs and stuff. So he wants some synergy probably between like the ninja and the dancer so that he can dual wield on the dancer and then maybe even dual wield on another person by the time he's done.
I'm just throwing this out there, and this is possible. We haven't seen it, but this is possible. Chicken knives for sale at Mirage? If there are chicken knives for sale at Mirage, this party is going to tear everything to shreds.
Yeah, every once in a while, chicken knife, it can be found for sale. Wouldn't necessarily expect it, but it is possible. Yeah, when you throw with the mimic command, you don't consume the item that you just threw, so you can have some, can conserve your items and throw some pretty powerful stuff. That's another good fast command, and it's not reliant on RNG like dancing is. Never misses. Be nice. We found Ragnarok already, Naki, in the Kuza Castle, but Brave Blade. Well, I guess if you mean buying, yeah, sometimes you can buy something that is already in Kuza, so there is a small chance of that. Yeah.
So we
running
have
shoes, maybe.
Yeah, running shoes would be fantastic. Maybe, and it's possible, right, that that Mirage Town could have some of the dancer equipment to get that sword dance possibility up to 50%.
Yes, ribbons are expensive, but Joe's gonna have 600,000 gold, so that won't be a problem. Yeah, and hopefully he'll find some other dancer stuff too. I had a race earlier today and didn't really find much for dancer gear, but there was a tiara in the Mirage shop that I ended up not really even using. But it's it's a sword dance item.
All right, so Freddie checking out the Karnak Meteor as his first World 1 check.
Right across the way from Tooltown. Freddie already has some decent levels, so he's going for the meteors because those are nice quick checks that pretty good experience. Oh, it's Golem. We can use that Sage Staff, although I'm pretty sure Freddie didn't pick up the Sage Staff. We'll throw some scrolls instead. We're okay with killing Golem here too, by the way, for experience. So they both picked up Sage Staff. Thanks, Fiery. So
right, yeah. The difference from their initial pickup was Freddie grabbed the Magic Lamp, Judgejoe grabbed the Hardened Dagger.
Ah, interesting. Okay, cool. Not sure if we're gonna get the kill on Golem or not here before he ends the fight. Pretty close. Oh no, that was awful. It's just too good defensively. We can't finish him. Okay, so Joe's done with that Phoenix grind. Now he's going to go to Mirage, buy all the amazing stuff. And Freddie did not kill Golem. I don't think he really got any experience because he didn't get the kill, unfortunately. And there was no key item there either.
Ribbons.
Wow, very nice. Could get at least a couple of those, I would imagine.
He picked up 4 running shoes.
But this is why you have a lot of money. All of a sudden, Joe doesn't have as much money, but he's got some amazing things.
So now he's praying for rainbow dresses. Or rainbow suits, however you want to word it. And there they are.
It's a little bit hard with Freelancer to know what to buy because Freelancer can equip everything. Our staff useful.
Mm-hmm.
Mirage vests are really, really useful. That Apollo harp is expensive but good against dragons and undead. Steamship keys in World 1. Learned that from the Karnak Sky.
So one more shop left to check here.
Still managing to spend all the gold, but he really isn't going to need to buy too much more after this, I don't expect.
There are tiaras, but of course, you've got the...
It looks like he's going to buy a couple, but I don't think he'll really need them.
No.
Just in case, maybe when
I'll
he's switching things around.
The only thing I didn't see there are some really, really great weapons for everybody to equip. No hardened daggers, no man eaters, nothing along those lines.
Oh, we have a man eater, and we have a Ragnarok, and we have a hardened dagger already. I think it's just maybe one person who doesn't have a great weapon. So setting up the double Wizard Rod and Sage Staff mimic, able to do weird things like that when you can double grip as a mimic.
Yep. And we do have Freddie picking up his Mirage Raider. So we'll see if Freddie does the grind. And Joe is immediately going to pull the Boko check, the tool pass check.
Interesting play. I don't think we have a hint telling us to go there or anything, but it is a pretty easy World 3 check, and Joe's team is like level 33 or something, so he can handle it.
So really, if we take a look at the hints we have now, because Freddie looks like he's going to do the grind, we only have a good read on 2 of our 3 outstanding tablets. Obviously, we know tablet 4 is at the catapult. Direct hint. We know that the Falls page is Path to the Void. That's kind of looking like it's going to be a tablet. But of course, we need to go to the library to get the sub key, and we need to get to the Flying Lanka ruins to get to the Falls, which means we need the Adamantite. So there's going to be a bit of a chain that gets us to the Falls. But the third tablet that's outstanding, we don't have a read on at all.
Yep. The only other thing we know is we've gotten a couple barren hints, so we are avoiding mountains and we're avoiding deserts. So that is North Mountain, both World 1 and 3 we can skip, and deserts, there's World 1, and the Pyramid is a desert area in World 3, we can skip those as well. Which is kind of pretty good. I think it's Freddie already did Hear You Valley, which is considered a mountain, so that one's a little bit unnecessary, but other than that, pretty much on path. Oh yeah, I just looted it. He didn't bother to actually fight the boss, so that's good. Saved a little time that way, just getting the loot.
Right, yeah, he didn't even pull the boss because that was the first hint that said no mountains, so he knew before even going in there that
you're right, yeah,
it was barren.
Yeah, the loot there is good, especially early in the seed. It's like, hey, know that mountains are barren, but there's good free stuff here, so just go grab it. Joe doing the Odin spot now. Actually missed what happened at Tool Pass.
It was a zonk. It was a gold hairpin, I think.
Okay. Gold hairpin is nice, for money. It's nice for a lot of teams, but not when you don't really have any real mages. Oh, you see, when you get a mammoth that you can't instant kill, all of a sudden he might be a little bit tougher than usual. Yeah,
Ow.
those counters hurt, and he gets like multiple counters. An angry elephant.
And again, just a reminder that this is a draft, right? So before the seed actually began, our runners drafted the 4 characters that they were going to take tonight, and we wound up with a mimic, a dancer, a ninja, and a freelancer. Certainly a high-powered party.
Oh, this mammoth is so angry. He gets all these turns and stuff too. He gets like whole counter turns and stuff. Looks like Joe is, as long as he can get in some damage here, be okay.
So if you saw Joe shuffling around his items there for a second, what he did there in shuffling around the items, that resets the Mirage Vest blink on whatever party member rearranges the items.
Okay, got the angry elephant down, and we get just some experience.
And now we have Freddeh taking on his Void Grind.
Joe must be going for some sort of wants to check out Bal, so he's not warp sharding out, but he's gonna like go upstairs and do looting in the hint rather than do it in World 2. This is probably a little bit more efficient. He's doing the fight actually. Okay, the gate fight. There's a hint here too, which he might do afterwards.
And speaking of hints, so of the 15 hints, we have access to 12 of them, and we only haven't seen 2. We haven't seen the hint from Walls Scholar, and we haven't seen the hint from the library, from Sage Guido.
Be going there soon. If it was me and I had seen the hints that these racers had seen, I would be probably headed to Catapult first, and then maybe library shortly after that, because we know that both of those are required. You can do them a little later too. We certainly need to gather information as well. Nothing at the Bal Gate, which we already knew because Freddeh already did that. Joe sees the javelins, buys 99 of them, which is exactly what Freddeh did. And we know that this wizard here says no, deserts are barren. We saw that earlier. But Joe is going to go into Surgate and do the shopping. Okay, so basically both racers are doing a lot of the similar things, just in a little bit different order. It should sort of, once Freddeh is finished with the Phoenix Tower grind, then we can really examine and see, who's pulling into the lead or not. At the moment, it looks pretty similar.
And again, just as a reminder here for anybody that might just be kind of joining in, this is game 1 of the upper bracket finals for our winter tournament here for Final Fantasy V Career Day Randomizer. We have Freddeh and we have Judgejoe. The loser will, of course, drop down into the bottom bracket. And right now, the bottom bracket semifinals is set for, at some point this week, Dreisleiser and I actually have to set our races at some point soon. Because the two of us are meeting in the bottom bracket semifinals.
Yeah, I just had a race earlier today, so we haven't had a chance to set any of that up. I wanted to mention that Joe saw the Excaliburs for sale in Surgate, and they cost a lot, 10,000 gold each. And he wanted to buy them, but he actually spent all that Phoenix Tower money. Even though he had so much money, he's down to like 10,000. To 20, 30,000, something like that. A fairly low number, so he's not going to be able to buy them unless he sells some things later.
So Excaliburs have a higher throw power than javelins, the 99 javelins that both Freddeh and Judgejoe bought. They're a little less than the pinwheel, but the pinwheels are 25k and the Excaliburs are 10k. So from a money to damage output basis, the Excaliburs will do better for a higher end throw. And that is one of Joe's more relied on and favorite strats for the end game, is just to throw a ton of Excaliburs at Neo XF.
Yeah, it's funny because the Excaliburs cost 100 times as much as a javelin, but they do their throw attack power is a little less than twice as much as a javelin. But when you've got a lot of money, it actually is worth it to spend all of it. It's just that spent all his money on other things, or most of it on other things, so he won't be able to buy those until later, maybe.
We have Joe checking out Rugor, and I would imagine, given proximity, he'll probably do the Moogle Waterway next, as far as checks go.
Yeah, that would make good sense. Freddie's Phoenix grind, I get the feeling that he must be about done, because it seems like it has actually dragged on for a little while now. But it can be, if you're not used to doing this grind, there's a lot of shuffling you have to do of jobs. And it actually, if you're, I'm not that fast with menuing and stuff, it can be a little bit of a time sink. I'm not actually a fan of the Phoenix grind, but when you find Mirage Radar immediately, you just go and do it. And that's just the way that this flag set is set up. It's just too good not to do it.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you there. And as far as menuing, you have to have just a bit of a system, right? The way I find it, because I am a noted fan of the Phoenix grind. And you just have to now it's a little harder to have a bit of a system here, given that you have a job that doesn't get any ability points and a job that masters at 999 ability points. So that's a little bit of a tougher judge. But you just have to have some sort of system for cycling through. And then you take what you get.
You think of Phoenix Tower Grind as being really easy, and it is, but you do need to sort of practice just juggling the menuing and like you said, coming up with some sort of system for yourself to efficiently get through and get what you want out of it.
A couple of attacks, and Minotauros goes down here at the Moogle Waterway spot.
Ooh, they killed the only person that he could. Unfortunate luck there. Galuf goes down. And we don't get anything but an epee for it.
So we've made 5 checks in total, and we have 1 key item. The key items are going to start to come. We promise. They're there. We will see key items at some point.
Yeah, well, we've been told where one of them is. I'm not sure when the racers are going to go to the catapult, but it is available. They can win that fight.
Yeah, it's there. They can do it at any time.
Yeah. Considering 4 ribbons, and it looks like he bought 4. I don't think you need 4, just because equip ribbon takes up a skill slot. But I guess on your mimic, you might as well just use it, slap it on it, because got the extra slot,
Mm-hmm.
I sort of expect Freddie to buy a lot of stuff here, just like Joe did, and spend a heck of a lot of his money right here in Mirage Town. Buying some light staves to break.
Why would I need to save here? I didn't even see. What was did Joe get a key item out of the canal? It looks like no.
I missed it.
Our wonderful tracker Fiery Blizzard is usually on top of these things, and given that I don't see the tracker lit up, a gold shield. Thank you, Fiery.
Thank you very much. Yep, I was looking the other direction. Got to pay close attention. These are fast racers. And there goes Liquid Flame.
They're definitely here for a reason.
Oh, steamship key.
There's our steamship key.
Cool. We got a hint saying that it was in World 1, so there it is. And that opens up 2 more checks, which are pretty easy for us to fly through and do the steamship itself and then the Karnak escape. I think Joe will head over there sort of in an efficient manner. He'll sort of work his way doing checks on his way over there.
Yep, I would imagine.
Javelin throws taking out enemies quickly here. Sorry.
Yep, this is the Waltz meteor check. I would imagine he'll check the Waltz castle hint, and then do the Shiva spot from here. I would imagine.
I don't think we've seen. Yeah, we have not seen the Waltz castle hint. So I usually tend to go Waltz meteor, Waltz town, Waltz castle.
Yep, I do the same thing.
That. So there is a hint here that we haven't seen yet by either racer. So watch closely. Right here. Oh, have we gotten 2 library Path of the Void hints?
No, the first one was library has the sub key.
Sub key, okay, right. So this one says library Path of the Void, so it's probably referring to the sub key, and we know that sub takes us down to history, so that's probably it. But there could be something else at the library, who knows? It could be double value at the library. We don't know 100% for sure yet. Go with the memory cursor, ninja going first, throwing javelins, basically just killing every early game boss as quickly as possible with those quick throws. It's good efficiency right there. There was nothing in Waltz Castle. Joe doing Tycoon Meteor, which is right next to the warp spot, the warp shard location.
All right, let's see what we pull here. We pull Catastrophe. Not that it matters.
Yes, that's enough for another one shot from a javelin throw. To get rid of that boss fairly early. No key item there. Cave areas have nothing of value. Hey, that's third Baron hint. No caves. One hurts us a little bit because Joe did both Full Pass and the World 3 Odin spot, which are both cave checks.
So we do have Freddeh now going up to the catapult spot, which we know will be Tavport 4.
Yes, indeed. What's Joe going to do? He wants to throw maybe flame scrolls. Yep. And when you mimic that, you get a free scroll throw without using the scroll, but it happens anyway. There you go.
I do believe Freddeh just picked up our 3rd or 4th gold hairpin out of a chest here on the way to the catapult.
Well, maybe he can use that money. Well, he's got a decent amount of money still. I thought he might buy more at Mirage. So working his way over, just cleared Karnak Meteor, and now is going to do the steamship, it looks like. No, he's going to go into Karnak. He probably hasn't shopped yet. Probably hasn't gotten the hint here yet, which we saw earlier. And then Joe can come right out of Karnak if he wants to and do the steamship, or he can go down to the library instead or something. Okay, Freddeh gets the 4th tablet, which we knew was there at the catapult. Yeah, it takes a minute to set up the mimic job abilities. It's different than the rest.
All right, we have Freddeh using a warp shard. Where is he going? Into World 1.
Joe skipped over steamship and library. He's going to do that catapult check, which we just saw Freddie do.
And it looks like he's going to do kind of the rounds that Joe just did.
I am thinking that Joe's speed clearing these early spots has got to be faster than what Freddie's was, because he did some World 2 things that were a little bit slow, like not hugely slow, but he was like really, really low level doing some World 2 checks. That takes longer than like throwing one javelin and winning a fight, but see, Joe's memory was on flame scroll rather than javelin, but 2 scrolls was enough.
Doesn't really matter.
Not really, no. Okay, so then Joe gets that 4th tablet. Both racers have 2. And that was the easy one that we already knew about. Now we have to find the Falls page. And of course, we know that the sub key is at the library, but we don't know if it's going to be easy to get it, whether it's in the front of the library or in the back.
All right, so Joe is now going to do the Wonka meteor, see if there's anything here.
I expect Joe to do library after this check, and then probably do steamship after that. So it's sort of all in sequence.
Yeah, so really the next big thing, other than the mystery tablet that is unhinted that we're looking for, the next big thing is definitely the adamantite. Because the adamantite, we know, leads to the Falls page, which we know is required. Or maybe Ifrit's Fire, because the sub key's out of the library.
Certainly it would be great to find the adamantite anytime soon. Joe taking out Stalker, who just takes a minute to die. You can never kill this boss all that quickly, although I guess if you had like AoE damage that one shot all 4 of them at once, it would actually die immediately. But other than that, at a time. Oh, unhinted Lonka Meteor with the 2nd tablet. Joe, big find there.
So the catapult, the catapult had a tablet, Wonka Meteor had a tablet. So there we go. So our 3rd tablet then. Yeah, so I think you gotta do the Ifrit spot here, right? And if the Ifrit spot is sub key, you know exactly where to go now. Well, almost, because you need to find the adamantite.
Yeah, but if this gives the... Well, we know that sub key is in here, but yeah, you're right, we still have to find the adamantite. Look at other hints if there's any other info that would be helpful. Steamship key is 2 checks, and it's here in this world, and it's easy.
No, I'm just looking and see what's available to our runners, and I think it's just this and steamship that our runners have access to right now. Hey, look, French vanilla.
Yeah, good point. We know Hiri Valley is barren. You could do North Mountain World 3, but wait, no, mountains are barren too. We've got lots of good barren hints, so we know like areas to avoid. What if the front of the library gave the Ifrit's Fire, and then in the back? Well, still we'd only have sub key. We wouldn't have the adamantite.
Right. So I think
we go steamship after this then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing open to us right now. Well,
there it is. Front of the library had the sub key. Joe gets that, and then he should go to ship. There's 2 checks here. You're probably gonna do them both just because. Do you care about looting Karnak Escape at this point? Sometimes there's some pretty good stuff in that.
Not at all.
Probably not, huh? You just blaze right through it. boss is certainly easy to kill. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess the chicken knife could show up here in one of the trap chests.
yeah,
I mean, that
it
helped,
can.
but do I really care that much after Phoenix Tower grind? Probably not.
The thing about doing that grind super early, you come out not like hugely over leveled at the very end unless you do a bunch of checks. Ooh, Freddie making the mistake of climbing up the wrong conveyor belt and the steamship and has to go back down again. You got to be careful at that spot.
Yep. So interestingly, so that sub key, the only thing that sub key opened up that we have access to is, oh, okay, so that would open Barrier Tower, and that would open up Sunken Walls, if this doesn't lead to anything.
Yep, those would be the checks to do, probably in that order.
Yep.
Well, Sunken Walls could be fast, but we don't have instant kills, so I would want as much power as possible before going there. Time to throw more scrolls on Judge Joe's side, and that was just a 1 scroll win, and we have a simultaneous fight here. Fire versus water scrolls, both of them good damage in taking out the Poroboros. Anti-barrier. Well, we could do that now. We could go to the basement of Exodus Castle. As well. It's kind of on the way to Barrier Tower.
And interestingly, we do have a Bracelet World 2 hint.
Oh, wow, yeah. Exodus Castle might have the adamantite or something like that, huh? Or we could just have Bracelet down in the basement of Exodus Castle, which is sort of the dream scenario.
Right, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is that, we got the Bracelet there, then we can go up, beat X-Death, and maybe the one of the 3 random items we get from beating X-Death, maybe one of them is the Trench Page. Or the Adamantite.
Yes. Trench Page has hints, although we know it doesn't have the key item we need. And
False Page. False Page.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. False Page is the place we need to go. Yeah, so both racers are actually doing some looting here at Karnak. So they need money, or they're hoping for chicken knives or something, right? Because they want to see those big damage numbers. The name of this seed, by the way, I wrote it down. It's classic big numbers 9999. We're hoping to show off some 9,999 damage to the viewers, which I don't think we've seen yet.
For those of you who might play Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, Judge Joe just hit the full gauntlet. Archeoavis, 5 phases, can't skip any of them. Yay!
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but
Holy Spear, that's a nice pickup.
At the same time.
Holy Spear for Freddie is a really nice pickup out of a trap chest.
Shrine Page, well, now we've got options. Don't really have a good feel for where to go, so you just gotta.
Yeah, so now we've got a bunch of spots open. Yeah, it's like flip a coin. Where are we going? All right, Joe, where are we gonna go?
World 2, I would go to the basement of the castle, but he's doing Barrier Tower instead.
I think he's going to take the sub over to the Barrier Tower, and if that winds up zonking, I bet he goes into X-Death's castle afterwards, because of just proximity check.
Yeah, that is efficient routing. It looks like, to me, his control of the sub is weak, but he'll get there eventually. He probably hasn't done a Barrier Tower check in a while, and driving the sub there can be a little bit tricky.
All right, so now we're going to see where Freddie goes, because now we could see some really interesting divergence. This is basically right now, this is the hunt for the Adamantite.
I was skipping chests in Barrier Tower. There's only 4 of them, but 2 of them are trapped, and I don't think he cares about feeding dragons to get loot in this tower. I agree with this play.
Absolutely. Although it does look like, so Freddie did do the catapult, but he has not yet done the Lonka Meteor for Tablet 2.
That's right, and that's what he needs to do, and it looks like he's going to do it right now. Okay,
Never mind.
Yeah, he didn't fade an obvious check. I mean, this is the obvious thing to do before exploring some of the other things that have been unlocked. Leviathan up here is kind of mean.
Oh, this brings back bad memories. Oh, this is painful.
Hope for no double tidal waves. No, maybe it's double Aquarake here. I think he can tidal wave here.
I forget who my opponent was, but this was I think last year's castle, last year's 4-job fiesta, just raced to the top of X-Death's tower. I believe my anti-barrier was at the top of Barrier Tower, which was guarded by a Leviathan. Ow.
Yeah, there's been some bad Leviathan fights in this spot in the tournament and in past tournaments. Meanwhile, Freddie did just get the second tablet, and Aquarake from Leviathan is not too bad. He has a chance for a double turn. Running shoes make you immune to entangle, which is really nice. We just need to do 20,000, which is like 10 javelin throws. Oh, a nice big sword dance. By the way, Freddie got like a 9,600 damage sword dance against Stalker, which was an instant kill. Quite nice. Oh, there's the bracelet at Barrier Tower. Interesting.
Well,
that's 3 quick checks all sort of in a row.
To me,
castle, which is right here for Joe.
Joe goes up at the exact wrong spot and can't move. So
I think Joe hates the submarine at this point. It's been giving him troubles, more so than the bosses.
There we go. This is absolutely the right play. You do these 3 checks. You beat XF at the top, which, again, for those of you that may not be familiar with these flags, right? Ooh. So this, because this is a completely open world setting, right? You have access to worlds 1, 2, and 3 here. By killing X-Death at the top of the tower here, it does one of 2 things. Number 1, it weakens Tree X-Death's form significantly. Basically, he starts the fight with 1 HP. You hit him, he dies, you move on to Neo X-Death. The other thing it does is it gives you the choice of one of 3 different key items that are available somewhere in the sea. Now, they're not going to be exclusive to that spot. They can't be. They're not coded that way. But it could be at the top of the tower here that we have the Adamantite, or we have the False Page that we would otherwise need to find a chain to get.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. You always like to see something that you need at the top if you get a chance to do it before you find the key item itself. And then you can skip a check that way. So Joe did take out Shote. A couple people with ribbons were resistant to getting turned to stone, so all he really needed to do was deal with the back attack, which is pretty rare, but it did happen to him, and then just get a nice big sword dance for the finish.
And now this excess castle here, this would be a place I loot, because some of the treasures here can be really nice.
I've found Meteo here. I've found some of the best stuff in the game in this castle, so...
Again, what do we... Chicken knife, a brave blade would be nice. Another man-eater would be really nice.
Really nice dual-wielding sword dance by Freddie, taking out Shote in one very first attack. A little bit faster kill for Freddie there than Joe. Freddie does not have that bracelet to go upstairs, whereas Joe does. Now, did Freddie get the hint that caves are barren? Because he's about to do a cave check. Not sure if he saw
the library. I would think he got the library hint.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, he should have checked with Guido because he's been to the library. So yeah, I think that's a small mistake. Freddie, this is a seed is coming fast and furious. So what's he gonna do? Is he realizing that he made a mistake, or is he trying to save? What's he trying to do? He's trying to get off the chocobo and save, but he's pressing the wrong button. No save necessary anyway, right? Just go for it.
All right, so we have Judgejoe pulling the carbuncle spot, and we have a Great Claw. Well, for a minute, we have a Great Claw.
Now, Great Claw is instant killable, but not for this team, so we do need to do the damage, and we need to rely on a little bit of Sword Dance luck.
I wonder if throwing Thunder Scrolls would be better damage here, because Great Claw is weak to lightning.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty similar damage. You could do either or. Maybe it's too much time to menu down to a different scroll. I'm not sure if we have Thunder Scrolls. We got Fire Scrolls. Oh, there's the Moogle suit. Don't know if we need that. Maybe.
All right. Freddeh pulling Sunken Waltz. True Fire. I mean, the magic stats of these Yarbs aren't great, but the Mimic, I believe, has at least one Wizard Rod, if not dual-wielding Wizard Rods. I would think that a dual-wielded Wizard Rod throw Thunder Scroll would pretty much obliterate Great Claw.
The Wizard Rod is pretty cool for boosting, but if you have a second one, it actually doesn't give you any further of a boost.
Oh, really? I thought... okay, here we go. Gargoyles. This is going to be slow but easy.
If you had like a Fire Rod in one hand and Wizard Rod in the other, you could break the Fire Rod and the Wizard Rod would boost it. But if you have like... If you threw with those two things in your hand, you would only get one boost. The game doesn't do double boosting, I guess, basically. Antline. This is almost 48,000 hit points down here that Antline has, and there is no way to instant kill this. At least not that this team can do. Joe going for Gargoyles. This is a boss that you're trying to actually kill both at the same time. Luckily, we have those running shoes, but if we're not quick and do that damage evenly enough, we could be in trouble. But Joe gets through. He's just too strong for it to really matter.
Here
oh my gosh. Oh, there's another thing to check.
And that freelancer with that sword dance, when that sword dance hits, oof. I mean, he's doing 15,000 a pop.
If I'm Joe right now, I want the situation that you mentioned before, Z-Man, which is Castle X Death gives us a choice of one of three key items, and I want one of those to be adamantite. Because we know we need to go to Flying Wonka to get the Falls page. We already have the sub-key. But we'll just have to see what the options are that he presents us with.
And, of course, Underwater Walls is a Zonk. So it looks like Freddeh is now going to do Barrier Tower.
Yeah, didn't we get a hint? No. Underwater Waltz was a decent guess, but...
Absolutely.
Didn't pay out, yeah. I like that. Doing that check won me a race a couple races ago because my opponent faded it for a long time, so...
That same for me.
Never know. Okay, Joe has killed Castle X Death. He went down pretty easily. Moment of truth here. What are the offerings? Trench page, pyramid page, and big bridge key. Takes the trench because it's got hints, and it might even have the adamantite. Who knows? Not a bad play.
No, not a bad play. Not a bad play at all.
You definitely don't want pyramid page because we know that deserts are barren. And the other one was the darn it, I forget already.
Big bridge key, pyramid, and trench.
Oh yeah, right. Big bridge key could potentially have something.
Yep.
It's not like we have been told to avoid bridges or anything like that. But no, this is good because There's some loot down here. There's a shop down here. There's 3 hints down here. Something might tell us where to get the adamantite. A nice man-eater sword dance damage on Califasteri for over 9,000 damage. We've just recently passed the 1 hour mark, and we are only 1 tablet away from go mode. We even know where the tablet, or we know the path to the tablet, but we need to find the adamantite. That's sort of the key item we need right now, and we don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
We know where it's not. It's not in any of the places we've already checked, but also it's not in any caves. It's not in any deserts. And I've got another thing where it's not. Oh, no mountains either. We can avoid all those spots. Down in the trench doesn't fall into any of those categories, so this is a good check by Joe. Freddeh gets the bracelet now. We'll probably go back to excess gas.
I would think so. I think he'll go right there, just like Joe did.
If we want to talk an hour in about who is in the lead, I think we got to say Joe is in the lead unless Freddeh does something unorthodox, like takes the big bridge key and then goes there, but it would be sort of illogical for him to do that. Catapult Path of the Void, we knew that already. Monka Meteor Path of the Void, knew that. Pyramid Page is in World 2 or 3 or something.
Yep,
So the hints
yep,
were
yep.
not useful on here. How about the shopping?
Nope.
We are not spellcasters. So we're probably gonna fight this boss here. We do not have float spell. So actually I don't think you really need to cabin there because you're just gonna get hurt by the lava anyway on your way, but that's alright. Joe have some high potions? Should have some, I hope.
I would think at some point. Yeah. But now, as far as like an hour in, who's ahead? It comes down to who finds the adamantite, and there is enough divergence possibilities among our runners that I don't think it's really possible to say who's in the lead right now, because there is so much divergence possible here.
Yeah, we've got some key items that like you could have to go to the shrine. That's a possibility. We've got the you call, which leads to Ziza's fleet. That's a possibility as well. So just got to do them one at a time here. Now, see, Siren is such a nice boss to instant kill, but we can't do that.
Nope.
Instead, all of us with our 1,001 hit points.
Well, there's our
She is
99.
human, though.
Yep, there's the 99.
Cap damage of the seed, that man-eater hitting the humanoid enemy Siren for max damage. Here it comes again. Oh wow, 40,000 hit points went down pretty fast. There was 9,999 over on Freddie's side. Oh, Walt's Tower key. Well, might as well check that one too. We've gotten every hint, and still don't know where that adamantite is.
Yep, this adamantite is definitely being coy with us. Yeah, it's not making itself known very easily at all.
Okay, so Joe doing this really quick, easy Walt's Tower key check. Walt's Tower check, I should say, because he got the key to get in. And then he can start doing some of those World 2 checks or even the Shrine. But I think those World 2 checks that are available will be faster and better. I went on the wrong side unless he wants that treasure over there. Okay. Now, there is a chance that a crystal shard could give something really valuable in terms of weapon. We're still looking for that chicken knife.
Second Knife Brave Blade would be nice. A Ragnarok Brave Blade, freelancer with a sword dance, that'd be nice. Oh, there it is.
Oh my gosh! So Trench was required to get Walt's Tower Key, to get Adamantite, and Joe did that choice first. So we have to say that he's in the lead now because he's in no mode.
Mm-hmm.
Team 1001 hit points was, running around on the lava so everyone has 1 hit point and then giving them a couple high potions each. It's always funny to see the entire team with the exact same 1001 HP. Up into the air for Joe as we go.
And then he'll stop as soon as he sees the falls page. So if the falls page is here with Timmy, he's done. Otherwise, he's got to go to the end of it.
Will it be the entrance or the exit of Lanka that has what we need? Over on Freddie's side, I do expect him to basically make the same decisions that Joe made.
I would think.
We'll see for sure, but that seems to be the best logic to me.
Well, he picked up an assassin's dagger from somewhere.
Well, it's not the front of Lanka. It's got to be in the back, where we get that falls page. We just run through the ruins. Loot in here is pretty junk. I would skip it all. Looks like Joe is gonna grab some of it. Looks like Joe hasn't run through here in a while. He's not sure.
I think he was debating where to save. Does he save on the first floor, the first save room, or the second save room? Not that he really needs it.
I would say neither. He's too strong. He's too strong to care. Like, all of these bosses are just gonna melt.
Omni would be a pain in the butt here.
True. Do we have
I thought I saw Joe with the power. I thought I saw a power staff.
Pretty sure we do have one, yes. I'm not sure if both racers have one, but I saw at least one person buy one. Moogle Village doesn't really seem necessary, but it is a place where something like the chicken knife could pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Another man-eater would be nice, in addition to the one we already have. Thanks, Fiery, telling us that both racers have the power staff, and there's that falls page for Joe. Grabbed the shard rewards, and they weren't very good. Small time lost there, but nothing major. Can sort of just skip out on those shard rewards if you want to after beating the boss.
Yeah, but they can hold some good stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some really good things from shards, even at, the Wind Shrine. Okay.
I just had a really evil thought.
Okay, share.
What if this leads to the Elder Branch, and then Tablet 3 is up fork?
I see where you're going with that. It is possible. The hint says Flying Lanka... I'm sorry, Falls page is Path to the Void. It does not say it has the tablet. So there could be a bit of a chain, and Fork Tower is still technically in play. Possible. We may have to go there.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of checks left to do, so...
Considering that none of the hints mention it, it seems unlikely. It seems to me most likely that we'll get a tablet here, but you never know. Freddie's got the choice now. What's he gonna take? He's thinking about it. And he's taking the trench page. Good choice. We know that's the correct choice. And it's correct logically for what he knows at this point, too. Yeah, it's possible that we could just get the branch and that the forest itself could have the tablet, and is what happened in the race earlier today, is that forest was required, but Fort Tower was not. When we do the forest, if we do the forest, we will lose Galliff and he'll be replaced by Kara. So that's a little interesting little twist as well. Oh, but Freddie's going to do, rather than follow Trench Page, which he just took, he's going to do the fleet check.
Yep.
We know that this is not the correct play, but it is faster than going all the way down into the trench. If Freddie also does like Big Bridge or any of the other checks, that'll also slow him down a bit, since we know that the trench is the way. Joe's still doing some looting here in the waterfall area. There's some pretty good stuff in here. Not sure if I would be looting at this point or not, but there's almost always something else really good that you could find.
All right, what do we have here? Hiryu Valley? Pyramid Page.
Pyramid Page for Freddie. He should know from his hints that that is not the way. Don't expect him to go to the pyramid. Yes, there's a toggle in the randomizer to turn encounters on and off, and we actually don't turn them on all that often in the randomizer unless we need to do something very specific with a very specific enemy.
All right, grinding usually of some sort.
Yeah, the bosses give experience in the randomizer, and they usually give enough that it's kind of just rushing through the game and killing bosses most of the time.
Oh,
I really enjoy
annoying.
taking fights when needed, but it's rarely needed. And nobody likes to see Sandworm. This is a 40,000 hit point Sandworm. At least your throws are not affected by row, but Sandworm is always in the back row, which means that the dance damage is going to be reduced by half. This is going to take a little while, but as long as I was careful about it, and as long as this it doesn't bug out on him or anything, you know, he'll get through it eventually. Okay, Freddie went to... Okay, he's at the trench, but this is just entering the trench. Yeah, I like taking random encounters. If we didn't have the Phoenix grind, there are other grinds that you can do if you need levels. World 1, Black Flame grind is good. In the Void, if you need some more levels, and if you have like Odin or Breakblade, you can grind Iron Giants for a lot of experience. Or you can even do like an ability point grind in the final area of the Void. But often in this particular flag set, the Phoenix Tower sort of just negates any grinding, because it's like just the superior grind to do.
Go very steadily whittling away this Sandworm.
Meanwhile, Freddie getting those useless trench hints and checking the useless trench shop as well. Unfortunate.
Hey, if we had some mage spellcasters, it'd be fantastic. But we don't.
Yeah, well, they both decided not to craft any true mages, so they can only blame themselves. Okay,
Yeah.
Sandworm is down. That wasn't too bad. Oh my gosh, back to the library. I didn't even think of that scenario because we went to the library earlier, but now we have to go to the back of the library.
Come on,
Okay,
show me Elder
so
Branch.
library to branch to more forest to Fork Tower.
Or like I think Fiery said in chat, what if the tablet is behind the big bridge key? Because
Oh my gosh.
they could have just picked the big bridge key up from Neo from X Tower.
Yeah, that would have been like the craziest play because logically it's not what you would think
No.
at all, but it could technically be correct. Wow, would be amazing. It would also mean that all kinds of checks were completely unhinted, which is kind of rude. But well, we'll see. We'll see how long this chain goes.
All right, so who do we have here? We have Necrophobe.
Necro, okay. Oh, yeah, might as well throw these scrolls. Even though we bought them early, they're still pretty effective because this is an early game boss. One water scroll kills all 4 barriers. And one sword dance should also do the trick. Yep.
Pretty on the way to pick up his adamantite. Let's see what we get here from the Biblos spot.
Third tablet. Okay, well, it was double value at the library. This seed. Front of the library had the sub key, which eventually led us to Ifrit's Fire to go to the back of the library. And now Joe is in go mode, going into Kuza to grab. I guess he wants a few more of these things.
Magic Lamp, I would assume, is like right up there.
Definitely. Joe can grab as much as he wants. He's got all the tablets.
What was the... I'm trying to figure out what the actual path to the trench page was.
Let's see. Trench page was taken by both,
Right.
players at Castle Exodus, so we don't really know, but Fiery, I think in chat mentioned it could have been at Shrine, the Island Shrine.
Well, I guess...
But I don't know if that's definitive where it was. We have the Shrine page. It could have been behind the big bridge key or something if the Shrine gave that instead.
Yeah, it would have to... I think it has to go through the Shrine somehow.
Some way, yeah. Oh, no Fork Tower on this seed, no more forest, no shrine. Sorry, but it's a pretty fast seed. Joe is going to be going into the void soon at about an hour 20. Just the team is about level 40, going to gain a couple more levels in the void. Going to be at a pretty standard level to finish. It's not going to be a gimme. You have to think about how you're going to finish out the seed at this point. What sort of things are you going to need to win that final fight? Joe, I think, is going to sell things, and he might go back and buy those Excaliburs to throw because He doesn't have a lot of money right now, but if he does selling spree, he can probably afford quite a bit.
So I think our tracker, Fiery Blizzard, has it pretty well narrowed down that it has to go. The start of the chain to the trench page has to start with the shrine, and it has to go through the big bridge and through the Elder Branch. So it's possible that the actual trench page could be up Fork.
Well, in that case, thank you, Castle XF, for allowing us to skip Fork Tower, huh? Yeah, that's a possibility. Although it's possible that some of those things are not required, but you also have to remember that like everything has to be, all the key items have to be gettable, and so perhaps by that logic, it was necessary to go through multiple remaining spots. We know some areas are barren, and we know some areas also have to give the key items that would open up the next areas. I think Fork is not guaranteed required. It's just a possibility. I could be wrong. Is this a 4-job Fiesta tournament? Well, it's a 4-job randomizer tournament, and certainly the 4-job idea is inspired by the 4-job Fiesta. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. This is actually a draft tournament, so the racers, right before the race began, they drafted the jobs that you see them playing. We've got Mimic, we've got Dancer, we've got Ninja, and we've got Freelancer in this particular race. Yeah, but sometimes you can do 4 random jobs. This one is a little different because it's 4 jobs that were picked. But yes, we have limited the seeds to not have any free abilities, so you can only use the abilities that these 4 jobs can use, which is sort of how the Fiesta works as well. So yeah, it is like the Fiesta applied to the randomizer. Okay. Go doing some looting in the void, looking for maybe that chicken knife. Got the defender, which isn't bad. That allows us to armor up the team if we need to against hard-hitting bosses. Oh, there goes Freddeh buying a bunch of Excaliburs. I didn't notice whether Joe bought them or not. What does he got here in the inventory? Got 28 of them, which is not a lot. I think he's going to have to save some for final fight instead. We need to throw some of those flame scrolls or other things. Yeah, there's flame scrolls. Marigene's starting weakness for 2,000 is pretty cheap. And a free Mimic right afterwards for 3,000. Very nice. Marigene, with that forest background, is kind of like Vanilla, except she's not in the void. Vanilla, in the void forest. I guess she likes forests. Yeah, it's kind of French Vanilla in a way. Different forest, same boss. Okay. Freddeh now headed to the waterfall, which we know is the way to go. Another nice Mirage Vest find by Joe. I bet, well, he might already have 4 of those on everyone. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he might.
We're buyable in Mirage Town, and so I have a feeling everyone's wearing that already. Ooh, free boss at the Apanda spot. Tyrannosaurus dies to a Phoenix down. Nice and quick.
Only instant kill. Well, one of two instant killable bosses in this with this party. Because you could insta-kill Minotauros if you had an Assassin's Dagger and could throw it at his face.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We did some other instant kills by damage, throwing javelins and things just dying from the actual numerical damage. But yeah, when you say instant kills, you mean like hitting a weakness that they die to immediately. Yeah, you could swing that Assassin's Dagger or the Doom Axe to get Doom procs. That is true. Those are other potential instant kills for this team.
Oh, Bahamut here is a little annoying.
Oh, well, I think we try and do lots of damage as fast as we can. That's sort of going to be the strategy. Poison Breath hurts. It's very highly variable on the damage. Galif only took like 98, whereas Lena probably took about 1,000 or something.
And goodbye.
Nice sword dance. That's the sort of thing we like to see at the end of the seed, is big sword dance damage. How many high potions does Joe have left? It looked like a small number. In fact, he has none left now. Yeah, would have been nice to have more, because now he has elixirs only for healing. Which might be fine, actually, because he's got a decent number of them. But he does need to beat 2 more bosses before the final fight is available to him. Speaking of high potions, Freddeh needs to use some as well, because he just stepped on a spike. Oh, it's French Vanilla Twin Tanya. Again, we do not have the instant kill for this, so we're going to do a bunch of damage and hope not to get countered with tidal waves. 1 in 3 chance to counter physicals with tidal wave here.
So far, he's been getting good luck.
Very good luck. At least if it happens much more, it's going to be over. Maybe 1 more should do it, I think.
There we go.
Wow. 0 counters from Twin Tanya.
How did that happen?
Joe using up some of those Excaliburs. He's got to have some secondary throws for the final fight. It's going to take... I think it was going to take more than he bought to begin with. But I guess a little sword dance luck and he'll be okay. Oh, you hate to see this here, because this is going to drain your Excalibur stash greatly. 50,000 hit point. Carbuncle. He is weak to a lot of things in his second form, but he's actually not weak to Doom, so we can't even wait him out and do like Assassin Dagger or Doomax strats. We have to basically do a bunch of damage and eat a lot of damage in return.
And now
this is going to exhaust all of our throws.
I suppose the good news here, quote unquote, is that, you know, Carbuncle isn't going to do too terribly much damage. But this is going to, like you said, the big issue here is going to suck up a lot of resources as far as the throw goes.
Yeah, when Carbuncle's hit points go down, it actually changes its script and does like instant kill moves like Doom and Break. Hey, Judgejoe got through that a little faster than I expected, and no one took the hit from that break. Right, so I expect Joe to run back. No, he's not running back. He's forging forth. Going for speed, thinking perhaps that Freddie's right on his tail. We know that Joe has a bit of a cushion, but of course he doesn't know that. Does he have a good plan where he can definitely win the final fight first try? That's the question here.
We'll find out. Hey, look, it's Medio.
Yep. Magical things that we don't really care about. How about a chicken knife in the last chest in the void for fun?
That would be the ideal situation. You know, you take it.
You can dual wield Sword Dance, Ragnarok, and Excalibur. Not too bad on your Freelancer if that's what you want to do. All right, so Joe's going to be setting up there it is, Ragnarok Excalibur, if he goes with that.
Oh, I like this.
Okay, we're looking at Dragon Whip and also Apollo Harp to do a lot of damage to the Grand Cross part of Ned. That's a possibility too.
Yep. Just trying to figure out how to best equip up his party.
Freddeh going to the back of the library, which we know has the final tablet, is going to have his own go mode very soon. Yeah, it definitely depends on what your plan is for the final boss. Like, if you want to pump a bunch of damage into the Grand Cross part, you can basically make it so that you'll never see a Grand Cross, and that's nice. But then there's also Almagest to worry about, which does a little under 1,700 damage to everyone, and this team doesn't have any way of any sort of non-convoluted way of getting Shell up. So I think Joe will probably focus on Almagest first, and then Grand Cross, perhaps.
Well, with all the ribbons, though, does he need the Grand Cross? Thing to go down quick.
Necessarily. I think he's probably wearing a couple ribbons, which definitely helps. But this team, I see three people probably that can survive an Almagest, one of whom will have very low hit points, and there is HP leak from Almagest to worry about, so that's going to be close for Lena. But it's possible that Joe might say... I don't know. I think he's probably going to focus on the Almagest part first and not worry as much about Grand Cross. But he was just looking at some of his Grand Cross options before the fight began. And he'll switch to them when time is right, I guess.
So, to answer a question in chat from the Space Drake, does the rando get rid of tree death? No. So, because this started with Worlds 1, 2, and 3 open, there is an option when you start with Worlds 1, 2, and 3 open. There's an option that if you go to the top of Castle X-Death in World 2 and kill X-Death in World 2, then that severely weakens Tree X-Death. Such that one hit will kill Tree X-Death and move you forward to Neo X-Death. Both of our runners actually did kill X-Death at the top of his tower, so Tree X-Death is severely nerfed.
Yeah, and it's basically a wrinkle that is sort of unique to this fully open world flag set, and it makes for some interesting decisions and things like, does your team want time to buff up against the first form of the final fight or not? In this case, no, and so it's better in that way to kill Castle X-Death, and also we got that trench page, and that was required to complete the seed too, so there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with that little wrinkle that's added to the randomizer.
And now Joe is out of Excaliburs.
Down to throwing just javelins for probably about half the damage.
Not even half, because he was going 8,000 with the 8,500 with the Excaliburs, and he's barely doing 3,000 with.
Oh wow! I didn't
this,
see
so
that
he's
number.
Doing like
okay.
a third of the damage.
Yeah, well, certainly these last parts of Ned do have a defense stat, so the more you can exceed that defense with your throws, the better. Oh, I think what I'm seeing is certain people don't have as good stats for throw damage as others. Okay, there's their Dragon Whip going for the going to try and paralyze the Grand Cross part. It did not happen on the first try though.
Oh, he still has Excaliburs. Okay.
He just threw the Excalibur. I think he might be... Well, see, what he can do is mimic the throw that he just did to sort of conserve and get more out of his inventory than what's actually there, which is a great strategy when using Mimic. The timing has to work out though. Like, okay, there's 11 more Excaliburs. A Mimic needs to go right after Ninja, and is in this case. So we get a free Excalibur throw there. Get the paralysis on the end cross part. So things are going well for Joe. I think I wasn't looking earlier. Does he have 2 parts left or 3?
2. I'm pretty sure the Almaguest part is dead, and he did magic lamp away the back part.
Okay, that's the play that I like, but some people do save lamp for last, and I wasn't looking, so I just wanted to be sure. But yeah, Joe basically needs to just throw and mimic throws and try and do fairly even damage, or get some nice paralysis procs like that one. He should be all set. Ooh, Ninja goes down though. That's a little unfortunate.
Right, so Freddeh pulls Helicarnassus from the safe spot in Exdeath's castle.
Yeah, interesting. I think I'm confused. Why are we fighting Helicarnassus?
Safe spot in Exdeath's in the void. Safe spot in the void.
Like, did Joe skip that spot again?
Oh yeah, didn't say.
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice that he did that. He did that when he raced against me because he thought he was behind and he was blazing through the void. That might be Joe's new play. Super aggressive, like he likes to do.
Yeah, Joe knows 1 speed in this randomizer, and he turns it to 11 every single time. Oh, there we go. It's down. It's dead.
Hey, wow. Very nice, Joe. A 137 of some kind, I think.
Yep, so according to race time...
16, sorry.
Yep, 137.60. Get your GGs out for our race winner, Judgejoe. So Judgejoe takes race 1 in the upper bracket finals of the Final Fantasy V Career Day Winter Tournament. Well done to Joe.
That was impressive. That's a really fast time, this randomizer, and Joe's really good with Ninja and made everything else work well as well. Well done. Certainly getting that early Mirage radar really helped power and money and everything. But it was a hectic seed. There was it could be, these jet seeds can sort of be a little overwhelming, and you pretty much had to just go, no hesitation, and that's what Joe is good at.
I believe that pause there in Freddie's play was him acknowledging Joe's win.
Yeah, in the race room I noticed that Freddeh gave him a GG, so I'm not sure if Freddie's going to bother finishing or not. Now, it's been a while since I've done a SpeedGaming interview, but I think I can tell the racers that they can jump in, or do they need to be given a link?
As long as they're in the Discord, they'll be given a link, but I do believe that chime says that Judgejoe has joined us here in the commentator's booth. Joe, well done, sir. Nicely played.
Thank you. It was a different seed. First item, Mirage Radar.
Yeah, that was a heck of a thing to put out there for you, wasn't it?
I don't normally do that type of grind, but if you give me ninjas, freelancers, mimes, and a 10-minute Mirage Radar, do I have another good choice?
Nope, it's the right play, especially in this this flag set and the way we're running this these seeds. And also, you found good use for all that money that the tower gave you.
Yeah, I was broke after shopping.
After 600-something thousand in the Phoenix Tower, you spent almost all of it.
Well, you see, running Mirage set,
rainbow dresses. I get 4 of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, everything that you bought was justifiable, for sure. It was a good thing that you had that much money. Might as well just get the power and get it early, right?
So, I have this feeling, and I think based on hints and what I've checked, there's 2 World 2 checks I didn't do, and there's 2 desert area sinking feet from World 2. Based on my current hints, that's one part why I chose French over Big Bridge Key. Hints is the other part, not that they were helpful.
Yeah, so we actually, Fiery kind of had it figured out that if Trench Page wasn't at the top of Xdeath's tower, then the path to the Trench Page would have led through the shrine to either the Elder Branch or the Big Bridge Key, but they'll have to be included somewhere, and that the Trench Page is somewhere behind there. Somewhere behind Shrine, Big Bridge Key, and Elder Branch.
We also have Pyramid Page and Sandworm Bait are hinted World 2, and Mountains are barren, so that means the Big Bridge Key gives one of those, and the Elder Branch gives the other. This was a fork seed.
I think it was designed to be a fork seed. Like, if you played it straight up. Here You Call gave the Pyramid Page, by the way.
And deserts were barren, actually.
And deserts were barren.
Yep. Deserts, mountains, and caves were all barren.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a lot of good barren hints. It's possible that this might have been a fork seed, and it's really nice that Castle Exdeath allowed you to skip that if that was the case. Yeah, you had to do a fair number of checks. I mean, I'm looking at the tracker, and both of you have all but 3 key items. So, well done in terms of getting a nice time, 137 for this particular seed, without really having any spells.
I knew the spell Dart.
Yes, exactly. Spend your money on things to throw. And you got in some nice sword dances here and there, too. How many man-eaters? Just one?
Early RNG was really rough, but my later RNG did make up a little bit for that.
I think Freddie got some sword dances before you did, but you actually had... you were just one-shotting things with javelins anyway, so it didn't matter too much. Let's see, what else is there to mention? Double value at the library, did you expect that?
I didn't know what the chain was, I just knew there was a chain that led single-handedly all the way to the tablet via Falls. When I got the Trench Page, I didn't know which end of the chain I was on. For all I knew, Falls gave Trench Page.
Yep, that was a possibility, but both of you took the Trench Page after defeating Castle Exdeath, because logically, there's 3 hints down there, there's a shop down there, and there's a check. You might as well do that one. Bridge was a possibility, also.
Bridge is quicker, which I thought about Bridge for that reason. However, I didn't get the second hint, but I knew Sandworm Bait and Deserts were barren. I knew Sandworm Bait was World 2, which meant it's a 50-50 chance of Here You Call or Big Bridge having the Sandworm Bait was where I was feeling. Oh, wait, now that I'm thinking about it, it's possible that this wasn't a fork seed. Because there is 3 checks. I thought there was only 2, but there is 3 checks left in World 2 for the 2 desert items.
We do have a question here in chat for Joe from Fiery Blizzard, our wonderful tracker. How glad are you that you didn't see a tidal wave counter versus Twintania?
Pretty happy. I was being careful at the start, and then I wasn't certain if it was because of the mimics or the darts that I wasn't getting counters or luck, but I got a little less careful a little later, but I knew I needed to push damage, because, well, I guess I could have bought a killer bow and tried to, but no.
You don't want to do that.
No!
Freddie just got through that Twintania. I'm pretty sure he got tidal waved at least once, but also managed to get through. So it's only a 1 in 3 chance, and you didn't. You got 0, which was pretty nice. And then you had to fight Carbuncle, which was basically the same fight. Throw things until it dies.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, let's. Oh, it's a high defense boss, but the theory is you wait till it becomes vulnerable, but.
I wasn't looking at. They're telling me in chat that he actually did get tidal waved twice in a row and died the first time. Had to go back and refight Twintania. Now you would not have liked that because you all skipped the save, the void again. Sorry, in the jail room there. Is that your new aggressive play to skip that check?
Depends on the power level I have.
Fair.
Let's see if I had quadruple running shoe level 40 people with big darts and ribbons and Mirage vests. It felt pretty safe.
If you had gotten double tidal wave, it would have destroyed everything that you had. But the chances weren't that high that you would run into such a nasty opponent.
If it depends on, whether or not I was expecting Omni if I'm honest, which is part of the reason I ended up swapping over to a triple Mirage Vest a little later in.
Of those Mirage Vests, they were buyable. You took good advantage of them. And Omni, I don't remember seeing Omni at all in this scene.
Nope.
I guess you dodged him.
Had a power staff, running shoes, and Mirage Vest. That was the plan.
That works because he can only, even though he hits really hard, he can only swing at one person per turn. So you would have eventually won. Nice mimicking of those Excaliburs and other throws to get more out of the inventory than what's actually there. That's always a fun mimic strat.
I chose Ninja because I wanted Dancer. That was my one want for the seed. After we got Mimic, Ninja's the one job that synergizes best with both of those.
Yeah, that's a great point. I saw you drafted Dancer and Ninja. They go really well together. And then the Freddie starting things off extra spicy with Mimic. It also works really well with mimicking throws and stuff too. So
Whips were nice and made the final fight even safer.
I don't think you saw any grand crosses, did you? By locking it down with paralysis?
I also had quadruple ribbons, so that helped. Even if I saw one, but don't know if ribbon prevents death.
Yeah, it does. Prevents most statuses except like confuse, and I think there's like one other I don't recall.
Old would have been the thing that would have ruined me if that's not preventable.
I think it prevents old, so I think you were good there too. Freddie is actually fighting Ned now, throwing his Excaliburs, doing similar strat that you were doing. But he does see an old guest, and 2 people are standing. I think he was spreading the damage between a couple different parts or something. This is recoverable.
Did he do a Phoenix Tower grind? Because I don't see 30 electric.
He did. You
Okay.
guys both did it, although not at exactly the same moment. Freddie actually did some unorthodox
Well, okay.
early World 2 checks and stuff at the beginning, so he was sort of behind you on that thing, but then you sort of both were pretty even once he finished it.
After doing such an early Phoenix Tower grind, I kind of decided, why not? Let's just go straight to World 3, then World 2, and then World 1.
Yeah, I noticed that, and unfortunately, some of the hints told you later that those 2 cave checks you did in World 3, which are ungated, well, they don't have anything. But you got good experience and good whatever quick checks. Ooh, another Grand Cross here is out against Freddie. Can't tell if Lena got folded there or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't tell.
That's why I actually don't do the randomized
Nice
pallets.
numbers.
Yeah, that finished off the Almaguest part, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He was real close to off in that Almaguest part before he got Almaguested. So, yeah, that doesn't surprise me that part is now deceased.
Along with
Moving some throws around in inventory so he can throw an Excalibur or something. Oh, Dragon Whip rocks yet again.
Aww.
Oh, got the Lamp Golem out for safety as
Oh, wow.
he finishes the fight. That'll work. Ooh, did we just use Lamp again? No. Okay, I was gonna say, because I think it's like Titan after
Yeah,
Golem.
I think it's
do
Titan
that much.
Expo. Yeah.
Oh, with all these big damage numbers, I'm expecting things to be done soon. Okay. I
One
think
more.
This Grand Cross part left. Ooh. Targeting of the Mimic didn't quite work. And we got a nice...
Paralyzed.
Yeah. So, I think we'll probably be good here.
Yeah, this is just whole day to win now.
Pretty much.
Should be done soon.
And a Sword Dance for the win. Big damage. That probably is it. There you
GG.
go. Okay,
Yeah.
Freddie finished officially in 1:53:33, and if he wants to join us, I can let him know. Oh, it looks like he's already...
He's already here. GG, Freddie. Nicely played.
Oh, is my mic working? There we go. GG's.
Geez, we've talked with Joe about quite a bit already about the seed, but if you want to give any particular thoughts on how things played out, feel free.
Not really. It was a pretty jetty seed. I probably spent a little too long doing shops and stuff at the start.
What did you think of the getting Mirage Radar so early? It was pretty much obvious that you had to go do the Phoenix grind.
Oh, especially once I saw the running shoes and ribbons. I'm like, wait a second, I can just go for quad ribbon, quad running shoe, and not care. And there was a Ragnarok in Kuza, so...
Lots of power available for this non-magical team. So, go ahead and get the money and buy the things, the powerful things. And then it was just sort of the chasing the hints around. You both did the same play where you defeated Castle Exdeath and took the trench page. And we think that was probably the fastest and most correct thing. Certainly from what you knew at the time it was.
I mean, we didn't take Big Bridge, so like
Right.
basically, Big Bridge either led to that or it was just a nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
We were
And
running
we
out
think-
of items, so
Yeah. Yep, I think Fiery nailed it in chat that the path would have gone through Shrine, through Elder Branch, and maybe through the Bridge Key, maybe. But it all depends on where things wound up. But certainly through Shrine Page and Elder Branch.
yeah.
Fork Tower was also a possibility. I guess there's a chance that you dodged Fork Tower. Neither of you needed to go there, but we don't know for sure about that one. But yeah, it was a interesting team that you guys drafted. You had the first pick, Freddie, and you picked Mimic. How do you feel that worked out?
I mean, it was fun. I was worried it was going to be a problem, but we never even saw Omni, so... And we had Power Stabs.
Right, and you had scrolls and throwing things that you could mimic for free. So I agree, it was pretty good energy.
Yeah.
In terms, you made the rest of the picks sort of go well with it. So
I mean, it's Freelancer; it goes with everything technically.
a Mimic and Freelancer in this seed, a lot of options, and then a lot of levels too, right at the start.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, I tried to rush a few levels and like got a couple easy kills, but for Atmos doesn't give much XP annoyingly, and I couldn't get Golem down in time at Karnak Meteor.
Right, you did some early World 2 checks when you were still basically like super low level, trying to get a bunch of experience quickly, and some of them worked and some of them not so much, but it was neat. It was nice to see like a little bit different routing early in the seed.
I may or may not have been done with a Phoenix Tower grind at before 20 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't even do Wind Tower or the Wind Shrine until like 25, 30 minutes. So I was done about 40. That was probably most of the time, honestly, because you probably just jetted through after that, right?
Yeah, I did the Baron World 3 checks into the non-Baron World 2 checks that still didn't have like anything, and then I went to World 1.
Yeah, did you do all the hints as well, or?
I never did see what the Moor hint was, but actually I never touched foot in Moor Town.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. It was all junk.
His Moogle suit is in World 2. That was the hint there, so not very useful.
Which also was junk.
You decided to check it for weapons?
Yeah, I figured any extra weapons, because I was sitting on, like, Guardians, basically, on a couple characters still. Or, like, double lances, which is annoying. Really, I was just throwing with most of my people.
Yeah, mostly throwing. I had a Ragnarok that was kind of... I had a solo Ragnarok dancer, because the Freelancer hadn't gone to Ninja yet, and then my dancer was Man-Eater Mage Masher, which I got was fun for Greg too. I went and swung at him and got the mute proc.
Yeah. I was hoping maybe a chicken knife would pop up there or something to speed up another dancer.
Fun.
Nobody found the chicken knife. We were sort of wondering where it would be. It was hidden somewhere else that we didn't get to see this time. Yeah, maybe there. Yep.
Maybe Shrine, but yeah, I did.
Pyramid could be Fork. There's a lot of world.
Did you
later item checks?
Yeah. I was running Ragnarok Man-Eater Freelancer for most of the seed. Once I got levels, like it was just doing pretty much 15,000 damage a hit, nice. 20,000 against humans.
Yeah, we got to see some pretty big numbers, which is sort of the gimmick that you guys went for in naming
Sure
your
did.
seed and everything, and with the picks. Now, I'm not aware. This was the first match, best 2 out of 3.
Mhm.
Have you guys scheduled your second race yet, or anything?
No, probably some weekday night, I think was our plan.
Yep. Some weekday around this same time.
Yeah.
I was just asking in case we could tell the viewers some info, but that's fine because no info quite yet about the next race, but it will be on the Speed Gaming family of channels, and also Z-Man and I, who did commentary tonight, will be also racing this week, I assume, also on Speed Gaming. And let's see who else was involved here. Fiery Blizzard, of course, was the tracker. Was pretty busy. There was a lot of rapid fire items, key items being found in the seed here. So thanks to him, and thanks again to Speed Gaming and the folks behind the scene. Drosy, I think, did a lot of nice setup for us and sort of reminded us how Speed Gaming works as we are now back on their channels for the rest of the tournament. Z-Man, do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to add?
No, I think you guys have pretty much covered it all. So, again, thanks to Speed Gaming here for restreaming this for us. For those of you who followed the Speed Gaming family of networks, the Speed Gaming networks are going to go dark for about 12 hours here, and then pick up midday tomorrow. Well, midday for those of us on Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. In about 12 hours, then both on Speed Gaming Prime here, 2 and 3, starts some SMB3 any percent warpless tournament action. So hopefully we'll see you guys back here in about 12 hours. But otherwise, look for more Final Fantasy V Career Day rando tournaments action, probably weeknight Eastern time at some point, probably later in the week. So I think that's going to do it, Dry, unless you have anything else to add.
Hope that sums it up for me. Just saying thanks to everyone behind the scenes again, and the racers themselves for putting on a good show for us.
Have a good night, everybody.